Namaste. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. And welcome back to... Namaste. Hello, beautiful souls. There we go. Get that sound off. Welcome back to day 4 for me of Gratitude Challenge 2021. This is, as always, just like it was last year, beautiful, beautiful practice. And I'm enjoying this so very, very much. And I've decided to continue doing these live just because it's easier for me. And coming on later in the evening, I've had time to reflect on my card. And yeah, I can't say enough about doing this practice. And today, hello, Andrew. And today, as I was driving home from work and thinking about the practice, I'm thinking that I definitely would like to continue doing this, and maybe once a week posting a video after this challenge is completed, because one of the things I was saying to somebody else who somebody who commented yesterday, I believe. And the thing is, when you have to, and not have to, I want to, I enjoy this process, speak publicly, it's the end of the day, speak publicly about your interpretations of a reading, or when you do live readings on YouTube, it's a completely different experience because you put more into it. Things just seem to come forth that wouldn't come forth if you're just casually looking at a card. And so I really encourage you to, even if you're just making a recording for yourself, to begin to expand on your daily card draws by talking aloud and really like putting forth the language that arises, the feelings that arise with your readings. So yeah, it's a lovely practice. I will pray for your dad, Scarlett. I'm sorry to hear he's not well. Hey, Sunny. All right, so to the gratitude challenge. This card, hello, Amber. This card is really quite amazing. I don't think I've ever looked at this card like I did today. And I began to stare at the trunks of the trees and the green man in the tree on the left and the tree on the right. And I don't even think I've ever really noticed that before. And as I was gazing into the green man on the left and the right, I started to see the fairy lights that were up in the trees. And it's almost as if the trees started to come alive. And it was really beautiful as I just kind of sat there and blurred my focus a little bit and stared at this magical card, which previously had looked a little bit dry to me, like barren, like the trees were burnt, or I don't know, there was something that I always was missing in this card. And so my first gratitude is actually having the time to sit and really, really stare at this card. And I would like to come back to Scarlett's comment at the end, and I will do that. Okay, and my voice tarot is here as well too. Hello, welcome. All right, so I did write down a few things because I can get distracted by the comments, and I really appreciate you chatting here as well too. Yeah, and Andrew, well-tempered Clair, he's confirming that, it's really something to put your voice, put some language behind what it is you feel and you see. And then I went to the guidebook. I don't often go to the guidebook in the Marielle. I've read it a few times some time ago. But for this gratitude challenge, I've gone back and looked at the pages of the cards that I've drawn. And this quote here is from William Blake, which I should have put in the banner there, but I didn't. In the universe, there are things that are known and things that are unknown. And in between, there are doors. And there was just something really powerful about that quote. And I started to think about doors, and I started to think about portals. And I've had a lot of very, very magical experiences in the forest. I've made a few videos on my channel. They're not highly viewed, just walking in the forest. But I tend to, rather than an athletic aerobic walk through the forest, really take my time. I tend to pause, place my hands on trees. I stop and I look at the mushrooms, and I don't know, I really spend my time observing and connecting. And I often see things out of the corners of my eyes. Last year especially, there was I think about like a 4-foot tall elemental, quite heavy, had a masculine kind of energy that was always there, following me around. And I observed the Ents. There's a few, and I've never actually measured them to see, if they've moved over the 3 or 4 years I've lived here. But I really I feel the magic. I feel the magic in the forest, and I am so grateful. And oftentimes, don't you find like the trees make these natural portals for you to walk through? And sometimes there's an overhang, and sometimes there's 2 trees standing side by side, and it's almost as if the forest is inviting you into its magic. And that's where this card took me earlier today, just into the forest again. And where I go all the time, but to really reflect on this card and think about it that way. And the wands represented as pillars. And I believe Mary White says 2 torches that flank the temple door. And I love that. I never ever thought about the forest as a temple. I never used that language before, but that really appealed to me. So I just felt immense gratitude for the forest. And I tend to be a bit of a caretaker. If I find anything that needs picking up, I pick it up, something that doesn't belong in the forest. I'm very careful where I step. I try to stay off the moss. Just not to, have a light footprint is what I'm saying. Okay. So I'm just going to check in with the chat. And I see Scarlett. Okay. So yes, I'll come back to this at the end, Scarlett. Okay. This won't be a long video, so I'll come back to that. When I was shuffling last night, that's an interesting reflection. And just to kind of tie in that whole text last night, sorry, I didn't have time to change. I just taught a yoga class. I'm surprised a page didn't come up, actually, because what I was feeling was very youthful and playful. And I thought, I almost called him today and said, you really, I don't know if it would be you, but you actually put a sparkle back in my eye. It's like, maybe I actually do want to start dating again. And it made me feel like I want to put some effort into how I look and how I dress and all these things. So I was grateful. I was really grateful for the text. Like that whole thing came full circle. So anyway, back to the Two of Wands. And I see the word cathedral. That's a beautiful, yes, that's a beautiful, I love that terminology as well too. I've heard that the trees and the groves and the forest described as that. And where I am, it's a rainforest, and there's a lot of old growth as well too. So it's really, really magnificent. So previously, when I saw this card, yeah, I'm sure you've heard me say this before. When I saw that black hole, it made me think of a womb. Made me think of a womb. That's all I saw, and I never really saw, like I said, I never saw the faces in the trees. Amber, can you just give me a few minutes, please? And so then I started to think about just the whole concept of portal. And of course, birthing babies, like that's a portal into this dimension. It's a portal into this world. One of my yoga teachers talks about the Swadhisthana chakra, the second chakra, like that all the time. Like it's the portal into this dimension. The throat chakra is the portal into the fifth dimension. And I just all these little bells and whistles started going off. And I started then flashing back to all of the other portals that I have been grateful for. And some of these stories I've shared with you. I've had lots of celestial openings where I've heard sounds in the ether and been supported in mantra. So there's two things that I wrote down here I wanted to share. One is that when I practice Mona, silence, I really find the portals open. Veil, you might want to call it a veil. Sometimes it feels more like a portal, though. It feels like something that opens for a very brief moment in time. So it's like the portal opens and I'll see an angel in full vision, or the portal opens and I'll hear in the ether, I'll hear mantra, or a portal opens and I'm all of a sudden I'm somewhere that I didn't know that I was going, and so I feel also grateful for the practices that I have that lead to the portals. And those two things are silence and mantra. Amazing, amazing practices. If you have never really truly been in liminal space, practice silence. It's an incredible practice. And it doesn't take long. Doesn't take long at all. I would say, first time, maybe even just 24 hours, and you'll notice things start to change. All your clairs will start going, doot, 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 doot. It's really crazy. So, and then if you have an opportunity to go to like a kirtan where there's a lot of energy, especially when you practice mantra, like 108 rounds of a mantra or even more of one mantra, the frequency just starts to go crazy. And then, believe me, the portals really open. So I just started having all these random connections of all these portals in my life where I've had these beautiful experiences. So I felt really grateful for that. Yeah. Yeah. And then I just want to come back to the thing I've always seen in this card, and that's the portal here, birth. And so I feel so grateful for being able to birth 4 children. Like amazing. Like how many women have not been able to do that for one reason or another? And truly an incredible experience. Each one of them very different. And so I feel blessed to have a physical body that was able to do that. I feel, and just to have some, they weren't all miraculous experiences, but some parts of it were. So that's my gratitude for this Two of Wands. And I think that when I look at, Amber's so dirty. When I look at other Two of Wands now, I'm really going to look at those two wands kind of differently. There's a couple of cards, like one of my favorite deck, Lily White. But I think, you know, just to see that opening that's offered. So, yeah. All right. So let me go go back. I see Fairy Wren Whispers joined the challenge. Hello to Erin. Hello. So I was just about to watch your video, but I ran out of time. And there's also somebody new who joined the challenge, and I just watched her video. She's so cute. Her name is Helke Rain, the Woke Witch. And she talked, so I don't know how many of you have seen, some of them I put below in the description, the people that I found that are doing the challenge. Stephen talked about the Six of Cups, I believe, on his first day. And Helke talked about the Six of Cups today. It's really beautiful, really, really beautiful. So I'm losing my voice. I've done a lot of readings today. Again, I had some really challenging readings. And yeah, so I'm going to shuffle the deck and draw my card for tomorrow. And then I'm going to come back to, and I'm going to do a group prayer for Scarlett and for her dad. If you want to join me, I'll do a little bit of a guided meditation and a prayer for her dad. Celestite. Okay. Yeah. Crystals can really also help as well too. So I just want to make sure I haven't missed saying hello to anybody. There is a William Blake Tarot that I've considered purchasing, but I haven't. I think eventually I will get it, and I will source out the original book that came with it. It's older. It's a completely different system. And I think it'd just be an amazing study for, you know, to spend the summer studying the tarot, the William Blake Tarot. And it was brought to my attention when I got the, it's animals and fairies, and it's very white, and it's kind of, what is it called? A Stolen Child Tarot. So that deck was brought to my attention when I got the Stolen Child. So I was going to purchase it right away and do a study with Stolen Child and with the William Blake, but I decided to wait because I have enough going on. Oh, you do have the William Blake, Andrew. I'm just not feeling jumper cards these days. I really want to. What I do love when I cut the cards, you know, when you cut the cards and it's like a magnet, it's like you're not even cutting the cards. That's what I like to feel. Just not really feeling jumper cards right now. Okay, so here we go. Oh my goodness. I think this is another naked man. Or naked androgynous person. It's the Fool. First thing I see is the butterfly on the foot. Wow. Lots of butterflies. There's a dragon. A couple of dragons. So here's my card for tomorrow or for tonight. So I will reflect on the Fool. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go to I want to go to Scarlett's description here. Okay. So your father's name is Ronald. And before that, you talked about his treatment. Okay. So anybody that would like to join me, I'm going to do a guided meditation and prayers for Ronald. Scarlett, where is the cancer in his body? I'm just wondering. Okay, so I invite you to uncross your legs if your legs are crossed. And if you're seated and you want to come into a meditation posture, go ahead. And come to your breath. Deepen the breath. Just follow the flow of the inhale and the exhale. Feel the inspiration of each inhale breath. And then really lean into each exhale. And allow each breath just to naturally move through you. Don't force anything. Feel the lightness and the buoyancy of the inhale. And release. Scarlet, release fear with the exhale breath. And let's all release fear on behalf of Ronald with the exhale breath. So the next time the exhale comes, just silently repeat to yourself fear. Letting go of fear. Inhale love. Exhale fear. And imagine Ronald in your mind's eye, circled with white light. And flowing around his body is a green light, a green healing energy, spiraling from the crown down, around, all the way down to his feet, and then back up the other direction. Imagine him protected in the white light of an egg. And then inside the egg is this swirling, healing green energy. Continue to breathe in love and exhale fear. And I'm going to softly chant the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, which is a very powerful mantra of healing. I'm going to do 11 rounds, which might be a bit long for some of you. But if you can stay with me, and then after that I will conclude. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Muricho Mukshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivaranam urvarukamiva bandhanan mricho mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Muricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Muricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Muricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Muricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mricho Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mricho Mukshiyamamritat. If you'd like to join me for a final Om, breathing in for Om. Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Just allow the frequency of the mantra to settle on your skin. Okay. So the fear lives in the lower two chakras. And so one of the things you can do, Scarlett, is to get some rocks, get some very grounding rocks for him, and just get him to hold on to the rocks. It's something that you can do in the hospital. Probably can't hold them while he's having the treatment, but you can have it before and after. It's a really lovely practice. You can go choose them yourself from the beach if you're somewhere where there's a beach, or you can go and take 2 out of your crystal collection. You want to choose ones that are heavy, black, or like last time I did this, I gifted somebody 2 Kambaba jasper palm stones. I just felt that was exactly what they needed. I love Kambaba jasper. It feels very grounded to me. So that's one thing that you can do. You also want to make sure that he's warm all the time and that he feels, you might, if you have any like ankle weights, if you want to put like, you know, those Velcro weights you could put on his ankles, you want to make sure he feels connected and that he feels like he belongs. And you can just hold, imagine safety for him. If you have any childhood memories of his that you know, you can talk about his sweet memories from his childhood. That might help as well too. Okay, so those are just a few suggestions. So I hold you and Ronald, I hold space for you from now and through his treatment tomorrow and moving on. And yeah, so thanks for reaching out. All right, let me just check in with the chat. I know I've missed a lot. Okay, so it's bone marrow, ribs, and lower spine. Yeah. So bones need to be rooted and grounded. So those are all really important things. The only thing, Andrew, I found if people are sick, hematite can be too strong. Hematite can actually feel kind of scary. Yes, hold his hands. I don't know if you've ever had that experience, Andrew, that hematite feels like you're losing control. So I would just go with my next go-to for people who are not used to working with crystals is red jasper, because red jasper also has a lot of iron in it, but it's not as strong as hematite. You could use I just like granite, you know. Granite is really, you need to listen to your own intuition. Scarlet, but something that feels dark and heavy. Black tourmaline is excellent. Shungite, if you have shungite would also be excellent. It has a really beautiful energy to it, and I don't know anybody who's reacted poorly to shungite, so that might be something as well too. Yeah, not the rough stuff. It would have to be polished, you know, so he could hold on to it. Hello, Hermit and High Priestess. Welcome, welcome. Okay, that's good. Scarlett, you can, if you just, I hate to say this, but Google mantras for safety, mantras for root chakra, or affirmations for root chakra. I wonder, there was one website that had amazing, just let me see how quickly I can find it. Just give me 1 second. Might take me a couple minutes here. My files are pretty organized. Organization is one of my fortes, so let's see if I can find it. There's workshops. And then we go to chakra workshops. I just need to think where I last taught this. Oh, where did I teach this? I can't think. Sorry, I don't know where it is off the top of my head. But I would just do a quick Google search for root chakra. Can I do private healing sessions with you? I don't know how to sleep from this. What's the best remedy for sleep for myself during this grief? Did you say this is your father, right? Yeah. The banyan, oak, and pine, that's just really, it's nice. It's also nice if you keep it simple. And what banyan, oak, and pine has written is really beautiful. Yeah. Scarlett, I can send you a recording of a yoga nidra for, I'm just trying to think, the last one I made. Yes, you can work with me and I can do a recording for you. So just message me through my website, okay? Just be careful what you eat late in the day. That makes a difference, and make sure you stay hydrated, all right? And then just reach out and you can contact me and I'm happy to work with you. Okay. All right. You are so welcome. All right. So thanks. I drew my card, right? Yes, I did. So thank you, everybody. Good night. And I'll be on tomorrow for live readings. Namaste.